is John Cola with OKRod.com. So we have another exciting episode for you. Today we got Dr. Tim Trader back, who's a naturopathic doctor and has a PhD in nutrition. If you don't know who Dr. Tim is, you want a full recap on who he is, link down below to my video where we do a long interview so you guys could get to know him better. Also want to let you guys know that he started his raw vegan path in 1990. I started in 1995. So he's 5 years ahead of me, so about 35 years now. So in this episode, we're going to answer the question, Dr. Tim, why don't people heal on a raw vegan diet? Because people out there say, raw vegan diet heals everything. Like, what would you say to that?
Okay, there's 2 points there. The raw vegan diet heals everything. There is damage, and then the damage cannot always be repaired. There is a history for a person that might have created something that has hurt them so badly that cannot be repaired. And so the fallacy is that the raw vegan diet heals everything. Oh, it might help the system. In fact, it's probably the greatest way for you to supply the system with what it needs. Every body system there is. But it doesn't mean that damage can be repaired completely. We all have a different history. We all have different situations that have caused problems in our past. We did not come out born free of problems. Our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, our great-grandparents all have given us a genetic situation and an epigenetic situation that we still have to deal with. We saw way back when the Dutch had their potato fast during World War II, because that's all was available was potatoes. And people really suffered. And then 2 generations afterwards, because of the lack of nutrients, the great-grandchildren are still having problems with diabetes and overeating. This is because the epigenetics, the environment, has played such a role even into the generations. Now, if we all came out healthy and wonderful at birth, then maybe we would have a chance. And did we all start as a raw food vegan at the very start, eating healthy at the very start? A lot of us started by having formula instead of mother's milk. These are things that start way back when. Now we see that kids are being influenced by mothers even having some of the chemicals that we have in our world today that are starting out and causing neurodeficiencies because of the chemicals. We can't get over that just by eating raw food and turning things around. We can get to a situation that is more beneficial, that can actually keep us from getting worse than what we would do if we weren't doing raw. We would be the healthiest possible. That's where you want to go. Not healthy, healthiest possible. It does not even matter if that's all you can get. There might be something new or something, but most raw foodists usually find a deficiency or 2 or 3 in what they're doing. Not to say that the rest of the population doesn't have a dozen or more deficiencies. Come on, a raw foodist doesn't have a potassium deficiency generally, but yet 98% of the population have a potassium deficiency. That's pretty big. So that means the raw foodists are probably most of that the 2% that the 98 aren't getting. So it really matters that we do the best that we can. And sometimes we get in there too late. There's been a lot of people that I've worked with who didn't get better. They got the best that they could, but they didn't get better. And because the disease has gone on way too long. We need to really find a place that works the best for us. And does that mean that you'll never get sick again? No. It means that you're going to do better when you do get sick, if you ever get sick. Now for me, I've been doing raw for, like John said, almost for 35 years. I've never had the flu in those 35 years. I think it's doing pretty good. I don't know anybody else that hasn't had the flu who doesn't have an immune deficiency. So, and I know I have an immune abundance. So I think I'm doing pretty good.
All right, Dr. Tim. So yeah, that's definitely one of the things that I hadn't usually considered is like, what's your starting point, right? And you're not perfect. And that if things have gone on too long, maybe it can't be reversed. I think another big thing is that there's many raw food influencers and there's many ways to do a raw vegan diet. So do you want to discuss this point as well?
Yeah.
And what is truly the healthy way to do it, right? And how do you know?
How do you know? There, like you said, there's dozens of ways to do a raw food diet. Some of them are like all fruit. Some of them are high fat, some of them are low fat. Some of them do wheatgrass, some of them don't juice at all. And there's so many ways to do this. What we find at best is people who get their nutrient needs met. And that takes a little bit of work. You can do a food diary and start there. You can see where you might not be getting enough nutrients. You can also test. And when I find people that have deficiencies, and after we've tested, and we give them the foods, or if needed, something else, to boost that nutrient working in the body, we see that they work. So it's really about getting the nutrients in that you need and being able to function. That's where it makes that's the breaking point. And sometimes we see what people say that a high-fat diet takes care of diabetes. Well, not necessarily. That's when we have to do some more research. We have to dig deeper, because a high-fat diet will take and put fat into the cell, which allows for insulin resistance. It is the cause of insulin resistance. Whereas if you didn't have such a high fat, it would flow through. So, but we also find that people on a high fruit diet can turn around diabetes by itself. So maybe some of those little items, like, are you getting too much fat, or are you getting too much of some other nutrient, can also block the ability for you to be healthy. We know that if you get too much copper, you block zinc. Things like that. Those are the little idiocies that can make a difference. And it comes down, test and document.
I think the other thing I see a lot is that, there's raw food influencers that'll just say, this one diet is for everybody. So, and if you're on that diet and it's not working for you and you're not healing, is it true, Dr. Tim, that one diet is for everybody? If we just eat a fruit-based diet, no matter what we eat, we're going to heal, and all our nutritional needs will be met.
There is no one diet that meets all of our needs. There are other needs other than nutrition. There are needs for social, There are needs for being able to work. And some people need to go out and dine with others at restaurants that you can't find raw food at. And so there's a to and fro that needs to work for the individual. Does a raw food diet help everybody? Quite possibly. Are we structured? We're structured all the same, but because maybe somebody's producing more of one enzyme and another person's less of that enzyme, it makes a bit of a difference because, again, we have a history and we don't know quite what that means. And so everything has to be an individualized situation.
All right, Dr. Tim, so we've listed in this episode some reasons why the raw vegan diet doesn't work. And now I want to ask you a question. How can you help people that have not been healed by whatever raw vegan diet they're on to maybe get the results that they are seeking?
Again, it comes down to testing and analyzing the diet and analyzing the lifestyle. Sometimes it's as simple as realizing that the chlorine gas off of a shower is creating a problem. Yeah, when you have a shower and you're taking your shower, the chlorine in the water rises up and creates a gas. And that could be the one single thing that makes the difference. But you have to dig into it and find out what's going on. So that's what I do. We go through every little thing, from your diet to your exercise to your sleep. What's your home life like? What are the chemicals there? And you go through and you fine-tune things, you dig deep. And if it's somebody like with a very serious chronic disease, you have to dig even deeper. You have to go into the medical records, you have to go into their history and find out really what's going on and why. And it takes a lot of work. That's what I'm here for. I try to do as much work that I've got the experience to do instead of you going into medical journals and going, I don't understand this. That's what I'm here for, is to help you understand. And that understanding can lead to causes, and when you remove the cause, you start to see a change in serious problems.
Cool. So how can somebody contact you, Tim, to learn more about what you do and get the assistance from you?
recoverhealth.info is my website. There's information there. Hopefully, there soon will be more and more articles, maybe even pertaining to what you are having the problem with, so you get more of an understanding. And if there's not something there, or if you read an article and you say you want more and you need more help, I'm here. You can contact me through the website. And just for general help, check me out on the social media, Instagram and Facebook. And hopefully soon on video to give you some more answers.
Great, Dr. Tim. So I'll put the links down below to his Instagram as well as his Facebook. Dr. Tim, before we sign off today, any final words of wisdom you'd like to share with all my viewers watching today?
Never give up hope. There's always a new answer that you haven't found, and it's never too late. Doesn't mean that it's ever going to be perfect, but maybe we can make life better for you. And that's the best part of life itself, is making it better. So there you go.
Yeah, I would say every day that you wake up, you have the opportunity to make it better or worse, and you get to decide what you want to do. And, I wanted to bring Tim to you guys in this episode to let you guys know that he is here to help you if you're looking for somebody that has the knowledge and experience. Once again, 35 years into raw vegan himself, and also a naturopathic doctor with a PhD in nutrition, and who also looks at the science like I do, and I've definitely confirmed with him a lot of the things we have agreement on. So if you guys want to contact Dr. Tim, link down below. to his website to learn more. So that's pretty much it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and share with other people in the raw vegan movement that are not getting the healing they wanted, so that they can learn about some of the things that they may be missing. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes that are coming out every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up, what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel, and I wouldn't want you to miss any single episode, so make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check out past episodes. The past episodes are wealth of knowledge. Over 700 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to you guys all about eating more healthy fruits and vegetables and other plant foods. And once again, I want you guys to watch the video link down below where I did an in-depth video with Dr. Tim so you guys could learn more about him. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keeping your fresh fruits and vegetables, they're always best.